Hello, everybody. We are the Geeks and Degenerates, and we are ending our Pinoy Valentine's Day lineup with Para sa Brokenhearted, or in English, For the Brokenhearted.
For the brokenhearted. Yeah.
Yeah,
When did this movie come out, by the way?
like 2018.
Ah, okay, so pre-pandemic. Alright.
Yeah.
So I never heard of it. This is my first time hearing about it. And how did you run into it?
I ran into it because I was just bored one day. I was like, what other Pinoy movies has Netflix uploaded? And I think it was during lockdown. I was like, might as well watch a lot of these. And then I saw this, and I was like, I watched it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. It's a rocky start, but then it gets better, considerably better. And I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my god. I mean, for me, it was a little bit cringy at the beginning. No, actually, I love the theme of this movie. Like, when you see it start, you see one of the main characters, what was her name? Jackie, storming out of her house, trying to get a taxi, and going to Cubao to get on a bus that goes all the way to Baguio. And she just wants a fresh start. The color palette at the beginning is so good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I don't know anything about lighting or anything like that, but it just looks so pretty. And I was like, for Cubao, no offense to people who live in Cubao, but I was like, I wish the lighting was kind of like this there.
It's like, I never knew Metro Manila could be so pretty.
True, yeah. But hey, Metro Manila is pretty in its own ways, yeah.
We meet Jackie, played by Shai Carlos, and then we meet Kat, played by Luis de los Reyes, and they're all looking for a fresh start, and they start bonding over their exes. And like, I like how this movie tells its stories. And like you mentioned before, how the beginning is cringy, and it's like the typical, how you think a typical romance starts in like any movie. And I think that was the point where it's like, oh, this one is pretty much straightforward, where she meets RJ, who's again played by Marco Cambao. You're like, I forgot you were in this movie.
Hey, look, if I watched this movie before watching
Just a Stranger,
I would have dismissed Marco Cambao and like, he's an okay actor. After seeing, Just a Stranger, he's really good. So I'm happy that was the order I watched it in. Not to give out our schedule, but yeah, it was a rocky start, as Enzo said. I don't know if it was on purpose, but it wasn't sitting with me that well.
Yeah.
Where she meets him in the Jeep. She actually knows him from school. She lies down on him. If only we could dream. She's very cute, by the way.
Yeah.
This actress. And she leaves her ID with him, and this is how they get to meet. Like, he has to return her ID, and they just hit it off from there.
Did you not like the musical cue?
Oh, I hate the La La Land ripoff. I'm sorry. I hate the Dollar Store La La Land. No,
I was like, this director's pretty good.
Because for sure they worked so hard on the Korean.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, it's not that bad. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I find it, what do you call this? Jarring too, but I was like, you know what? It's directed well. I was like, you know what? If you were making a musical, I would like to see what this director can do with a musical. But yeah, it's just jarring. We're like, I guess this is the part where everybody's singing and dancing. All of a sudden,
yeah, because how this movie started did not fit the theme of La La Land.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, it's a musical. Is it?
Yeah.
And then later on into the movie, it's not? And she's just daydreaming. And I could give that scene a little bit of leeway because she's just straight daydreaming. But I couldn't take it. To get to the cafe. This is actually my favorite place. I'm like, that's always the line when they go to a cafe. And every fucking rom-com where they meet at a cafe. This is actually my favorite place. And the lady at the cashier is like, fuck do you want?
I was like,
Anyway,
shit.
sorry, I hate those cringy part.
like, oh shit, it's Paper Moon. I recognize the entire mall too, because my sister used to go to Ateneo, so I would just wait there for a bit.
Yeah, it's up down.
Yeah, yeah.
They go everywhere here. I am surprised that they didn't just stay in one location, because they went from all the way north. Well, not that north, but
Yeah.
from north. Well, they tried to go up north. From north to like midway and then south. And I was like, that's kind of nice, because you go all the way to Uptown.
Yeah.
Sorry, UP Town.
Yeah, UPTC.
To Manila Bay, then all the way to Tagaytay. I was like, sick.
Yeah, and everything seems to be going well with Jackie and RJ. Even her mom and grandma are excited. Like, yeah, you finally have a boyfriend. And then it starts not becoming okay. And
there was no build-up. For me, the weakest plot, not to fault the actors or actresses, but the weakest plot here is Jackie's, in my opinion. Like, the one that really, like, went that way was Alex. The character Alex, but we'll get there when we get there. But
yeah.
This was the weakest one for me.
Yeah, it was so straightforward. You're like, I don't remember any hints of you falling out, unless you were so enthusiastic to jump into this that you're like, the other guy was like, I what if I don't want it? He didn't.
Yeah, but I would have loved to have seen his side of, like, as he said in the movie, nasasakal daw siya, it's strangling him. Yeah, it's suffocating. And, like, they could have given us a little bit of hints before he just went off for another girl.
Yeah.
I would have laughed so hard if the plot was it was actually his sister. And she was just overreacting. He's like, you fucking... But I don't know.
Like,
anyway.
What, man? You don't share earphones with your sibling? What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
But yeah, moving on to Kat and Dan, which is where it picks up a bit for me. I was like, alright, this is not so straightforward, where they are both trying to get over their exes, and Dan's played by Sam Concepcion. You're like, cool, I like your music.
Yeah.
And then through the course of them meeting up again, because the first time they were in tears over ramen, and then they meet again for the second time, and he's like, hey, want to go on an adventure with me?
They were somewhere in Poblacion,
yeah.
And they were just walking around, and he tries to strike a conversation with her, because they met again.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know those spur of the moments. It did remind me of that one movie we did a review on, probably a year ago, where they went on like a spontaneous trip after she got broken up in Europe.
Yeah, and Kat's deal is her current boyfriend and her boyfriend asked her for space, and this pretty well done video game sequence. We're like, you know what? That's pretty good.
Not gonna lie, the CGI is like fairly decent, and I was like, they're a bit off-putting. I was like, not off-putting. I'm like jarring. There we go. It's like jarring to see it transition to the game.
Yeah, for a bit I was like, what did I? The first time I saw this, I was on Netflix on my PS4, so I was like, what did I push? What the fuck did I press?
Yeah. But I was like, it's a bit off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The graphics alone, it's not that bad, but
yeah.
Storytelling-wise, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But Dan does invite her to watch the sunrise in Manila Bay. And there's no beach yet, so you don't have anything to cling on for your mental health. So, but that's fine.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice. Like, they go all the way to Manila Bay. They watch the sunrise. I love that. They were like, we can watch the sunset in Manila Bay. It doesn't set in Manila Bay. I was like, I didn't know that.
Same here. And then they play games of like ask me anything, and if it's too personal, you can pass. And they start asking themselves or each other very interesting questions. We're like, for two strangers, you're asking each other very well thought of questions. Maybe I should start writing these down.
What also was an odd thing for me. Sorry if I'm nitpicking, but like when they would talk, or I'm guessing it's supposed to be like them talking over a scene.
Yeah.
Of them doing something wrong. At some point, I was like, "Did my video get delayed with the audio?"
Right.
No offense, but I was like, their mouths aren't moving, but there's words coming out. And I'm like, did my Netflix lag or some shit? I was like, I wasn't sure.
Right.
So that was a bit weird. But yeah, I do love the chemistry between Kath and Dan. And you can tell that they're both kind of broken up. Like, she's talking about her ex and like, what point of time would you have loved to have gone back to? And Dan says something where he's like, I would want to go back to time where I was with somebody who taught me how to love. And I was like, oh.
Oh, okay. That
I was
is
like,
a story.
no, actually, yeah, Dan has a story. But at first I was like, oh, dude's not over it. Like, it's okay. It's fine. And so was she. And then they go on a trip to Baguio, I think.
Or...
Oh, no, sorry, Tagaytay.
Yeah. And then they have a day with, I don't know what you call the place with the Ferris wheel.
Sky Ranch.
Is that what you call it? The Tagaytay Ranch? I've never been
Sky
there.
Ranch.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
Sky Ranch. Yeah, I haven't been to Tagaytay since 2009. So yeah. That was our last field trip together with you, me, and I think Edwin was there too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go way back.
With Balto.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Inside jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do buy their chemistry between Dan and Kat. You're like, I hope it works out with you two.
No, it's nice. It's actually kind of nice. It's not like bullshit romance. You do feel like they're just tossing caution into the wind, where they're like, let's just enjoy this day. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Kind of relationship, and you do feel it. Oh, it's nice. And then, like, he sucks at games. She's very good at it. And, you know, they go on a roller coaster, and then they stop by Coffee Bean. We've been through everywhere. Philippines is a very small place.
Yes.
Yeah, they stopped by Coffee Bean, and this is where we find out that, her phone's been dead for like the past 2 days. That's why nobody's been really looking for her. And her phone happens to be a very old Motorola Razr.
Like, really? Does he have a BlackBerry then? To match, you're like, oh, you really are dinosaurs. Cool.
Hey, I had that phone. No, there you go.
A BlackBerry?
But yeah. No, the Motorola Razr.
Oh, well, you were normal then. But yeah, her phone blows up because her boyfriend's asking her to talk, and she asks him like, my boyfriend's calling. We have to go right now. Sorry about this.
And I could stand with Dan here, where she's clearly not over her ex, where she's trying to rush to, get back there. Yeah, he gave her a timeline, but like, come here at 11. Like right now, I'm like, girl, you could have set boundaries like another time. I'm busy. You could have just said that.
Like, I'm busy right now. Can we just do it like another day?
Like, motherfucker, I'm all the way to Tagaytay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you could clearly see because of that, she's not over her ex.
Yeah.
Even Dan kind of puts a barrier between them and her with the stuffed toy that she won for him. And yeah, it sucks. We find out he has another girl, and that's what he was gonna tell. You could have done that over the phone, you asshole.
Right.
You had to make her go all the way back up to the north just to tell her, hey, by the way, I don't want this. He could have done it over the phone.
He didn't say anything. He was just like, "Hun, is that the pizza?" He's like, fuck."
And you can't give me that argument of, he's being a gentleman by confronting her face to face. He was cheating on her.
Again, just hi. I have another woman. Sorry, bye.
Right?
Me no love you no more. Bye.
Right? You're already cheating. You're already in the asshole department.
Yeah.
Just bring it up over the phone and just commit to being a dick.
Yeah.
You had to make that poor girl come back.
Just stop pussyfooting. Just commit, man.
You're right. God damn. But anyway, yeah. But I understand Danny,
Yeah.
where he put himself in the boundary of like, when she came back, then he was like, I gave up. He's nothing now. And he's like, really, you're gonna start something so quickly with a guy you just met a few days ago, and you don't even know his name.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh well, let's start. My name's Kat.
Pass.
Pass. And I get him. I get it. Girl was clearly not over her ex. Went above and beyond to confront him, and I'm just like, no. You want to start something so quickly that that's not a healthy way to start, in my opinion.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like as they're telling their stories, both Jackie and Kat experience the hardships of daily Pinoy life of like
Daily commute.
yeah, Kuya just being like
this taxi driver was flirting with Jackie at the beginning of this movie. I'm like, and then this the bus receptionist was just screaming her head off. I'm
Can I have a tire? Take it. What? Oh, okay. I just want to go to Baguio, please.
I would have been so scared to go up to the counter. I'm like, I just want to.
And then the bus guy is like, well, we have some technical issues. You want to get some noodles or snacks? We'll be here until 4. But it's midnight, yes. 4.
But yeah, so they stay at the bus station for a little bit longer, so the story still continues. Well, they could have had the story on the way to Baguio.
Yeah. But yeah, like both their stories to draw the conclusion of like maybe it's not possible to find love, and then Jackie's like, well, I do know this story of someone I know. And then,
oh yeah, but she did like say never and looks behind her, and there's this old couple who's pretty much taking care of each other. It's very nice. But yeah, Jackie tells her a story about her cousin Alex.
You're like, Alex, you see his face, like, I thought your name was Dan.
I was like, what kind of chicanery is this? But no, if you were watching it with subtitles, while they're on their way to Tagaytay, with Kath and Dan, you get to see his dialogue change, and it says they're Alex. And I was like, who the fuck name was Dan? And then you're like, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, right. You're like, I just thought, I guess they made a mistake.
Same here.
Yeah.
I was like, or is it because, like, Kat said that we don't give our real names
Yeah.
when you meet somebody at a club?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a rule.
You might as well just start your like, my name is Geom, Jom.
They do the whole Batman thing where they write a J over the GE.
It's like, oh, you're using our made up names now. Alright. My name is Gandalfus.
But anyway, yeah, so we get the story of Alex, which is the cousin of Jackie, and Alex is this introverted kid who likes to stay invisible, doesn't like to talk to people. The only time he does interact with people is when they want something from him, like a drawing, because he's taking up architecture. And I feel bad for this kid. Like,
Yeah.
really, your dad's an architecture and can't afford you a car?
Right?
Architectures get paid a lot. And I'm like,
I was like, he's an architecture, but he can't afford a car or has enough. I get the free time, but like, you don't have nice things.
You saw the house?
Yeah.
That's a nice house.
Yeah, it's a very nice house. You're like, damn.
No, because Alex said that he goes from Cavite is south, very south, all the way to QC.
Right?
QC's north. And I was like, you could have at least got him like a grab or something. Fuck, yeah, this kid has to go through like like horrible commutes with like materials that you need for architecture. I'm just like, this poor kid. But yeah, he is a shut-in kid, and he has long hair. So
Yeah.
This is a completely different character.
And then his world turns around when he meets Shally, played by Yassi Pressman. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. Please don't come for me. But yeah, they start in the worst way because Alex doesn't like his photos being taken. To be fair, she didn't ask, so it's like, oh.
True, like she just, and I was like, okay, invasion of privacy.
Thanks, girl.
I don't think it's an appropriate thing to just grab the photo and rip it up, but you could have just asked, like, hey, can I have that? Because you don't have my permission.
Yeah. And then the start later.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how it starts. That's how they meet. Well, they've known each other for a while, but this is the first time they've talked.
Yeah. And then she tells him, like, can you help me fix my camera? Because it's kind of your fault it's broken. It's like, sure, I'll take it.
No, because there's this whole fucking... where he actually has a crush on her and actually looks her up.
Yeah.
Facebook, and...
He's talking to his ceiling. You're like, am I tripping? Is this movie tripping?
Yeah. Out of nowhere, this whole movie has this Saving Sally style.
Yeah.
And I was like, not to compare, but like, again, it's very jarring when they go through these themes, and it's very different when you've set the tone from the beginning.
Yeah.
And change it as we go on. Very creative. Not gonna lie. Be creative as much as you want. But
just don't make it as jarring, please. I'm just like, am I tripping or is the movie tripping? I'm confused.
It's like, why is this wall talking? Yeah.
But yeah, he has a major crush on her, and he's like, that's why he's like, you know what? It's my chance. I should take this girl to. What did he take it to for the camera? Quiapo.
So yeah, again, they go everywhere.
Yeah. You can tell how big the budget for this thing is. You're like, damn.
So, well, I mean, traveling's not that expensive here.
True, but it's like, from the movies we've seen, you're like, one just takes place in Pampanga. Well, I guess my X and Y has a bigger budget because they went to Korea.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. But they were mostly in Tagaytay. Like, that was the set. That was the area that they stayed in. But yeah, they go all the way. Well, she almost gets run over. Camera breaks within the process. I thought she was faking it. And they go all the way to Quiapo, and they go to the church. And this is where we find out that, oh, remember when I said that I went on a vacation? Well, I lied. Actually, I was in the hospital for a whole month, or a whole sem. Sorry.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, why? Because I have a heart problem, and it's a pretty big one."
Yeah, my body needs to be ready to take the surgery. So I asked for 3 months for a normal life, and in 3 months I will. I guess the plan was to take the surgery, but
yes.
3 months of normalcy. At that point, I'm like, so where's the story going then?
Yeah, because this is 18 months before present day.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's this story going?
Yeah, and you're like, we have 20 minutes left. What the fuck is going to happen?
Right, no, because when you see the backstory of Dan/Alex, you're like, are we gonna get one of Marco Gambao's character as well? Like, see their side of the... I thought that was gonna be the story here. But yeah. Yeah. So, we go through these 3 months of them, like, really inseparable. Like, they both, like, kind of had this agreement, like, do you want to be a girlfriend and boyfriend? Just for these 3 months, let me live, like, a normal life. Let me live the things I haven't lived yet. And, yeah, you could tell the chemistry between these two characters was real. What's his name again? Sam Concepcion?
Yeah.
Dude's an amazing actor.
Right?
Like, every time, like, you need chemistry, give him the role.
Yeah, him and Yassi Pressman, you're like, I really like these two, and you buy their romance together, and you're like, as the months go by, you were dreading, you're like, shit, it's 2 months. What's gonna happen now?
Yeah, like, and then the picture thingy that like shows the progress of her like getting weaker and weaker.
Yeah, it's like up all over again. I'm like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what the? This movie had no right to throw me a curveball
Yeah.
like this hard. Like, what the fuck? And I start to get the feels. I'm like, wait, where does she go? Because this is a story about Dan from earlier on in the movie and him crying over a girl in
like,
a photo. And I'm
like, you're the girl. So he's
yeah,
not.
she's
not crying
we know how
because
it ends.
he's
We
not
know how
crying
it ends.
because you broke up. You're oh god.
Yeah, it's not a breakup. She dies. And, like, she finally meets the guy's parents, but in the process, she's really weak. And
Yeah.
kudos to the makeup department, unless she just didn't sleep for 3 days. I don't know.
And like it's so sudden too, where she collapses and they're like, the doctors are like, she's barely clinging on. It's only because of the machines. No, you can't do the surgery because if you remove her from life support, the brain starts to go bye bye.
Yeah, and then it just microscopically just dies. I'm like, what?
You're like,
I don't know if that's her talk, but
yeah, you're like, but I thought you're like Alex. You're like, or yeah, Alex. You're like, I thought we had time to develop this.
What about Alex? I mean, Dad. I mean, Alex.
And then you hear the heart monitor and it's like, please don't flatline while he's in church. And you're like, the fuck? What?
Oh God, that the lines he had when he went to the church, like,
Yeah.
oh, I forgot how it went.
I don't ask for much. I never have. I'm just asking for more time with Charlie. You're like,
yeah, he's just on his knees in front of the cross. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell? It's 2 a.m. and my heart.
doesn't help that this week we also watched episode 3 of The Last of Us. We're also like,
Yeah, but the happy ending.
yeah. This one's like, oh god, this is worse.
Like, you don't see Alex like committing suicide as well. But like, but yeah, so like, she dies.
And you don't even see a funeral, nothing. You're like, I guess that's
him
it.
moving on.
Yeah.
Him trying to move on. Him, the mother gives him a box, and he doesn't open it until he cleans up his room. Like, all the nerdy stuff's gone. It's a little bit more adult. His room looks more adult now, more grown up. He cuts his hair. He changed the way he dresses, and you could see that he's a completely different person. And then that's when he opens the box, and it's all the memories and all the things that could have been. And I was like, right now I'm tearing up. I was like, what the fuck?
And
Where was this whole movie?
And then the last recording of Charlie, at that time I was like, I don't think this movie had any right to suddenly change like this. But I'm thankful it did, but at the same time, my heart hurts.
My heart really hurts.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wakamogalita," and sorry for all the things I could have not said
Yeah.
or wasn't able to say. I was like, we're paraphrasing here, but those, watch the movie. The lines will destroy you.
Yeah. And then it ends with him where we meet Kat and Alex/Dan. You're like, son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
So they make it to the bus, and Kat has to go to the bathroom before, they take off, and lo and behold, Dan's there. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, he missed her. This is how it ends. And I was like, no. We find out that, well, that's the cousin we were talking about. And he meets Kath, and they're like, would you like to try? And they both go to Baguio together. Of course, there was no seats left, so Jackie had to give her seat to Dan/Alex.
Yeah.
And their journey starts while she was like, maybe I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
Where which is very appropriate, as she was the character that was so eager to get into a relationship, so eager to start something, and then it just falls apart. This guy screams at her on an overpass and tells her that she's suffocating him.
Yeah.
Enough to cheat on her. I'm like, maybe you're not there yet. That's a lot of people.
The drivers under them are like, that's some fucking day they have.
Right, it was like people were just like, shush.
It's like, man, when cat tip and it's fucking traffic. This is the best entertainment I have right now.
Agree. Like all the tea, all the drum. Like, I remember that priest from Just a Stranger, just like,
damn.
it was the best entertainment I've had in months.
But shit, seriously, like, once the movie ends, I'm like, god damn, this.
Oh, by the way, amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, the whole way through, you're like, I wish more Pinoy rom-coms lean towards Just a Stranger and this than My Ex and Y's.
Yeah, sorry to say, Liza Sobrano, but Liza Sobrano's been in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But that movie wasn't good.
Oh yeah.
And I was very surprised because when this movie started and you sent it to me, and I was like, I have to watch this. I was like, I hate you, Enzo. And then by the end of it, I was like, I hate you, Enzo. Oh god,
again,
it is a good movie.
Doesn't help that we were still recovering from the last episode of The Last of Us. We were like, I thought my tears had dried already.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It's a pretty heavy week.
Yeah. And then next week, I don't know how, soul searching wise, that list will go, but like, hopefully the Last of Us episode for that week won't be as heavy.
This Last of Us is gonna be heavy.
Yeah,
Nonetheless.
You know what? I think it's a good time to go to the ratings. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, so I will say this movie was really good. Surprisingly good. Because how it started, I yes, there are areas in this movie where it's a little bit weak when it comes to plot. But the acting was okay until, we get to the middle part.
Yeah.
Like, it starts out weak and starts to amp up.
Yeah.
It's like it starts from here and then it just goes that way. For me, my favorite arc is the third arc. This is one of the movies that are like, this is the best arc.
Yeah.
Third arc is the best arc. Where it's a story about Alex and, what was her name again? Charlie. And that broke me. It is a bit jarring where styles don't really blend so well.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, this kind of style will appear where the video game one or the ceiling talking to our main character. It is a bit odd, but when they were telling a story, especially with Kath and Dan, and then Alex with Charlie, and how it ended, I would give this one a solid 7 out of 10. I'm sorry I'm deducting points because the first half with Jackie and RJ wasn't really the best.
Yeah.
And some lines here and there were not really that great.
Yeah.
But then once you get to the ending, lines will hit you like a goddamn truck. So yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. I really recommend watching this. And this gives me hope that there will be better and well-written rom-coms or just romance movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I highly suggest watching this with your significant other, especially if you're Netflix and yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, really suggest paying attention to this one.
I'll give it a plus more. I'll give this an 8 because, like, as you said, the week beginning, you're just like, I guess I'm just in for like an average rom-com, and then it starts growing and just punches you in the face. You're like, I'm sorry, I'll give you an 8. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it punches you in the face, and then by the third act, it kicks you in the nuts. I'm like, ah.
And like all of their performances, even the beginning, you're like, you know what, I buy this. Aside from like the really weird like La La Land and the ceiling talking to the guy, when it gets to the real meat of the story, we're like the emotional levels. You're just like, I did not expect this from this movie, and with a cast that's, I have only seen it until this movie. I never heard of these actors and actresses. I'm like, who and who? Except for Sam Concepcion, because again he was quite famous from our shared high school and elementary life, but that's about it. But yeah, 8 and 7, and I think this is a very good note to end our Pinoy Valentine's Day lineup, because it shows the capability of what our cinema is very capable of and should never be, be like taken for granted of. Because I know a lot of people are like, why are you talking about Pinoy movies? They're so corny. It's like, but we have Henry Luna, we have Goya, we have Heaven's Waiting, we have this, we have Just a Stranger, and it just proves that our cinema is, for the world, is something to be seen and deserves to be noticed.
Great. And props to, I think it was called Studio Sari Sari. Yeah, all the praises to you for this one. But hopefully you get to see this review, and I just want to let you know that we loved your movie.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, what's it called? The one with Sally? Sally's Waiting?
Sally's Waiting.
Yeah. That's, like, again, another pivotal movie where, like, goddamn, Pinoy cinema is one of the best I've ever seen. When it is at that level, you're like, chef's kiss all around.
Well, let's do a review of it. It doesn't have to be themed. We can just watch it and just do it.
Yeah, and then we still have our Independence lineup, so there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been our video for Para sa Broken Hearted, or For the Broken Hearted. What's your favorite Pinoy movie, or rom-com, or even a drama? Please comment down below, and we'll even put it up against our other movie lineups. Like if it's up against like a Scorsese movie, we're like, yeah, it matches the theme, so we'll put it. We can do Scorsese-like movies too in the Philippines, at least. If you want to see more of us, please, on YouTube at least, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. You can also find us at Facebook, Spotify, and TikTok under the same name. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. We just uploaded our favorite movies of 2022 and least favorite movies of 2022. So you can hear us there on the go. Facebook to see us react to trailers, stream games, and about our lives from time to time. Individually, you can find me at Gandalfus1995 on Twitter. How about you?
You can find me at JohnGOM_ on Instagram. It is my art account.
Alright, and for the next lineup, we'll be doing some soul searching. Am I right, John?
Yes, sir. For those lonely souls out there, it's okay. It's okay to be alone, just not lonely. And we're here with you.
Yes. Until then, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.